Let me tell you something most people never see coming. The very gift that makes you special can also become the weight that breaks you. If you've ever felt everything too deeply, if you've ever carried emotions that didn't even belong to you, then you already know what I'm talking about. This is the hidden burden of being an empath. It's beautiful to feel so much, to connect so deeply. But there's also a darker truth behind it, a truth most people don't understand. And that's what we're about to explore. Let's go deeper. An empath feels life in high definition. They don't just hear words, they taste their weight. They don't just see faces, they read what hides behind the smile. It sounds like a superpower, and in many ways it is. But imagine living in a world where every laugh, every sigh, every unspoken pain is amplified inside you. Psychologists describe empaths as people with heightened sensitivity to emotional signals. You become a mirror for everyone else's wounds, and slowly you forget which feelings are yours and which ones you've borrowed. Science even shows that many empaths have stronger mirror neurons, those tiny brain cells that help us resonate with others' experiences. This is why empaths can walk into a room and instantly sense tension, or know something is wrong before a single word is spoken. It's not magic, it's neurobiology. But here's the shadow side. Those same mirror neurons can drown you in an ocean of feelings you never asked for. When someone cries, an empath cries too. When someone is angry, their nervous system lights up like a storm inside your chest. Over time, many empaths lose their boundaries. They say yes when they mean no. They forgive too quickly. They stay in unhealthy situations, not because they don't see the harm, but because they feel the other person's pain so vividly that leaving feels like betrayal. While empaths are often celebrated as healers, listeners, and compassionate souls, the truth is, they are some of the most unseen people in the world. People rarely stop to ask what storms you've survived. There's a term in psychology called emotional labor, the invisible work of managing not just your own feelings, but also the feelings of others. Empaths don't just perform emotional labor, they live inside it, and the exhaustion is real. The very world that benefits from the empath's sensitivity is often the same world that dismisses it as weakness. You're too sensitive. Stop overthinking. Why do you care so much? These words become daggers. Slowly, the empath begins to silence their own voice. Sensitivity is not fragility, it's clarity. But until you see it that way, you start believing that maybe caring deeply is a flaw. Sensitivity doesn't just draw in people who need comfort. It also attracts those who take advantage. Empaths often become magnets for narcissists, manipulators, and energy drainers. Unless the empath learns to draw boundaries, they risk becoming a reservoir drained by everyone else's thirst. And sometimes, the shadow is self-created, caring so much that you become addicted to saving others. Love becomes rescue. Compassion becomes sacrifice. That's not empathy anymore. It's martyrdom disguised as love. Yet even in this darkness, there is wisdom. The struggles of the empath reveal something profound. We are wired to feel with each other, to resonate, to mirror, to care. But there's a balance we must find between empathy and selfhood. Without it, the gift becomes the wound. The truth is, the world doesn't just need empaths to feel. It needs them to survive. When an empath learns to stand in their own center, they transform. No longer mirrors reflecting everyone else's pain. They become lanterns that guide others without dimming their own light. Sensitivity is not weakness, it's a compass. But, like any compass, it must be held steady, or else it spins endlessly. An empowered empath doesn't drown in others' emotions. They shine like a lighthouse, caring better, not less. What if this sensitivity isn't an accident of personality, but an evolutionary design? Back in ancient times, empathy wasn't kindness. It was survival. Feeling fear before a predator, comforting others, sensing danger. This was how the tribe lived. But today, that same sensitivity faces overstimulation. Instead of a dozen people around a fire, empaths now feel the emotions of thousands through screens. Wars, tragedies, heartbreak, all pouring in at once.
Psychologists
No wonder burnout
call
is
it
so common. Compassion fatigue. And often the roots go deeper. Many empaths grew up in homes where they had to sense emotions to survive. What once was a shield became a scar. You are allowed to put down what isn't yours. You are allowed to rest without guilt. You are allowed to say, "This feeling does not belong to me." Empathy without boundaries leads to exhaustion, invisibility, exploitation. But with wisdom, it becomes compassion, connection, healing, and vision. The journey of the empath is to walk with both darkness and light. Not martyrs, not mirrors, but lanterns. And when you embrace both your shadows and your strength, you don't just survive as an empath, you shine as one.